Alright guys, Delzinski here, and I was looking for some more news on the internet. I was looking for some wrestling information, and I came across this. Yes, this is Manik's new look. Wow. I mean, finally, they revamped Manik. At last. I mean, this has been long overdue, and finally James Storm has got hold of Manik and sorted him out. Now, if you don't know what's going on within TNA at the moment, James Storm is on this one-man crusade to sort of take some of the younger talent and make them more aggressive and make them fulfill their full potential. He's been taking them back to his training camp where he lives, and he's been, roughing them up, so to speak, and getting them ready to go and become more aggressive. And it seems to be that he's focusing on more of the high flyers of TNA. So he did this originally with Sanada, and he gave Sanada not a brand new look, but he gave him a bit of a makeover with having some face paint, and he gave him the green mist, and this is almost like a bit of a dig at the Great Muta. So I expect a feud between those two coming up very, very soon, because originally Sanada was his icon, his idol was the Great Muta, and James Storm pretty much sent a slap in the face towards the Great Muta, and Sanada turned his back on him very recently. So now Sanada has aligned himself with James Storm. He goes by the name of the Great Sanada. And this has worked out really good because he's got a new aggressive style, and I really like what they're doing with the Sanada character, and I really like what they're doing with this James Storm, like sort of, as I said, one-man crusade. He wants to just go and acquire these younger talent and make them aggressive and turn them into, real challengers and competitors, and that's what it feels like he's trying to do. Ultimately, he's probably going to work out for himself, but I like where it's going, and he's done the same thing with Manik. And this is a total makeover because, we're all used to seeing the suicide look of Manik. Now, if you can remember, I'm sure you can, if you can remember how suicide actually came into TNA, it's pretty embarrassing, to be honest, because Suicide was a character in one of the TNA Impact Wrestling video games. Yes, that was it. He was a made-up character in the video game. I think he was used in like the career mode or something. He was like destroyed, and he was had all bandages, and then he came back as Suicide. So TNA, as you do, picked up this make-believe character and brought him into TNA as a real-life character. Yes, that's what they did, and everybody just sort of thought, meh, okay, it's TNA, we'll get used to it. And we did, and we got used to the look of Suicide. Then bizarrely, Hulk Hogan changed his name. I mean, I don't know, was the word suicide a bit too aggressive in this day and age? I don't know, but they decided to change it, and Hulk Hogan changed it to Manik, and he said that this was going to make Manik fulfill his full potential of what he really is. And nah, that didn't really work, did it? Because Hulk didn't give him any sort of push whatsoever. I think he did pick up the X Division belt, but in terms of character, I mean, it was still Suicide. We all remember, well, we all know that look. That is Suicide's look. And the Manik name change just did nothing for the person behind the mask, which is TJ Perkins. Now, this feels like that actually TNA are going to push TJ Perkins for who he is and for the person that he is. So he'll go by the name of Manik, but he actually has an attire to fit the Manik look as well. And I really like this new look. I mean, the blue and the black looks good, and he's got those AJ Styles sort of gloves on, and you can't see it because he's got a hood on, but I do think he still has a mask. And the reason why I say that is if you look very closely on this image, you can see some remnants of a mask. It looks like a half mask, so it doesn't cover the mouth, it doesn't cover the chin, but it just goes around the side and then probably up over the nose. A bit like Mysterio's mask, a bit more open. So it definitely looks like a mask to me. It could be face paint, but yeah, this is a complete new look for Manik, and it really is officially cementing Manik as a proper character now, and not living off of that old age, he came from the TNA video game, because that just didn't work. But this is good, and I really like what they're doing with James Storm. As I said, giving these guys a platform to move up with, aligning them with James Storm. As I said, it's probably going to work out for James Storm, or at some point these guys are all going to turn on him and realise that he's using them to be manipulated. But yes, if they're going to be able to start establishing characters and giving them, a better look, a better style, then I'm all for it. I think Sanada, this definitely boosted Sanada, because I wasn't really interested in Sanada when he came in to TNA. I appreciated his in-ring skills, but in terms of a character, it wasn't all that. Now they've revamped him and gave him the great Muta look, and he's given him more aggressive. He's got that super kick. Oh, it's really good. And with Manik, I think he's got all the in-ring skills. TJ Perkins is a phenomenal athlete, and now he actually has the look to go with it. So guys, let me know what you think of the new look of Manik. What do you think? As I say, can't quite see the mask yet. How do you think that mask is going to look if he is wearing one? Or do you think he should just lose the mask? I don't think he should. But I'm very much glad that they've decided to move away from the TNA video game character, which was Suicide, aka Manik. For me, it was ridiculous at the beginning, and now they've finally sorted it out. So there you go. So guys, let me know what you think of these new looks. What do you think of James Storm and his Crusade? I think it's a good storyline, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. All that's left to be said, as per usual, is please rate, comment and subscribe. This is Delzinski, as always, signing out.